If your podcast audience disappears the moment the episode ends, you don't have a growth problem. You have a newsletter problem. And today I'm showing you why email, not social media, is the real engine behind sustainable podcast growth. If you're relying on algorithms to keep your audience coming back, if your listeners enjoy your show but never deepen their relationship, if growth feels fragile and unpredictable, this episode will show you how to turn passive listeners into superfans. People who show up, engage, and actually support what you're building. No gimmicks, no spam tactics, just a clear system that works. For a long time, I underestimated email. I thought podcasts built loyalty on their own. I thought social platforms were enough. I thought newsletters were outdated. They aren't. What I learned, often the hard way, was this. A podcast builds awareness, newsletters build relationships. Once I started treating email as the center of the ecosystem instead of an afterthought, everything stabilized, growth, engagement, and momentum. This episode exists because most podcasters skip the most important layer. Creators chase new platforms and shiny features, but email never disappears. Every serious business still uses it for one reason. It works. Algorithms change. Email doesn't. If you ignore email, you're choosing volatility over control. Most newsletters fail because they're just sales blasts. New episode out. Check this link, buy this thing. That's not a relationship. A real newsletter teaches, clarifies, and reinforces belief, even when you're not selling anything. Creators think newsletters require daily emails, long essays, fancy design, complex automation. They don't. Consistency beats complexity every single time. Your newsletter should exist for one simple reason: to deepen the relationship between you and your listener. Not to summarize episodes, not to chase clicks, to help the reader think better, act clearer, and trust you more. This isn't corporate email. This is a direct line between you and the reader. Short sentences, clear ideas, strong opinions. If it doesn't sound like you, it won't build loyalty. Be predictable. Same day, same general length, same promise. Predictability builds habit. Habit builds loyalty. Your newsletter should feel like an extension of the show, not a separate brand. Same worldview, same principles, same fight. That alignment turns listeners into insiders. fastest way to build superfans is interaction. Ask questions, encourage replies, acknowledge responses. People support what they feel connected to. Here's what happens when your newsletter starts to work. Listeners turn into readers, readers turn into regulars, and regulars turn into advocates. Your audience stops feeling scattered and starts feeling like a community. This is why newsletters outperform social platforms in the long term. They're quieter, they're slower, but they are stronger. If you want to build a podcast audience that actually sticks, download the 15 steps to kickstart your podcast. And subscribe to the Rebel Intel newsletter. That's where I show you how to turn attention into loyalty and loyalty into momentum. Algorithms are going to fade. Relationships, they actually last.